Chosen one, everything you've known has been taken from you. This is your moment of truth. What I'm about to reveal may shake you, but trust that it's exactly what you need to hear. If you're seeing this right now, it's not by chance. This is a divine appointment. You're here for a reason. You've endured trials, struggles, and setbacks, but now you're standing on the edge of something life-changing. You are shifting from longing to receiving. Everything you've prayed for, hoped for, and waited on is no longer out of reach. It's moving swiftly into your reality. This isn't just about changing your mindset. No, this is a deep spiritual awakening, an energetic transformation that will redefine your entire existence. As a chosen one, you're about to witness incredible breakthroughs at a pace that will leave you in awe. But to fully experience this shift, you must align yourself with it and embrace the manifestations coming your way. Before we go further, take a moment, like this video, subscribe to help us reach 40,000 subscribers, and comment 77 below. This number carries powerful energy and will amplify the impact of this message in your life. And remember, if you are truly a chosen one, you will watch this video until the very end. Your spirit already knows this truth is meant for you. But be aware, if you're not ready to receive it, you may not make it through. For those who do, your life will never be the same. Now let's get into it. It is often said that the darkest truths come from the most unexpected sources. The devil, once a key player in the web of deception that surrounded the chosen one, is the one to reveal everything. What was once hidden in darkness is now dragged into the light, leaving nothing untouched by its devastating impact. The confession that shakes the foundation of everything the chosen one knew begins with this singular truth. The very system that sought to control them, to strip them of their identity, was built on lies. Lies so deep and so intricate that the chosen one had no idea they were living within a carefully constructed illusion. The devil's confession is no simple admittance of guilt. It is a full-blown revelation of the horror that has been inflicted upon the chosen one. Every lie told to them, every betrayal they endured, is now laid bare. This confession uncovers the intricate network of manipulation and deceit that was orchestrated by those who thought they could control their destiny. It is in this moment that the chosen one sees the full picture, the hidden hands that guided their every move, the forces that controlled their very thoughts and decisions. This wasn't just an attack on one person. It was a systematic, calculated effort to break someone who could have changed everything. But the truth, as painful as it is, holds power. The chosen one begins to see the pieces of their life fall into place, the strange events, the inexplicable encounters, the people they trusted. Each now takes on a new meaning. The devil's confession shatters the illusions, but it also gives the chosen one the clarity they so desperately needed. This is more than just a moment of revelation. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one where they can finally understand the scope of what they've endured and how they've been manipulated for so long. What was once hidden is now in the open, and the chosen one feels the weight of truth settle into their bones. The confession also does something else. It awakens something deep within the chosen one. It ignites a fire of rage, of vengeance, and of justice. They were not just victims of circumstance. They were victims of a deliberate system designed to crush them. The anger that rises is no longer passive. It becomes a driving force, a catalyst for action. The chosen one begins to understand that their suffering wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate design. And now they have the chance to tear down the walls of that design and reclaim everything that was taken from them. The devil's confession may have exposed the truth, but it also set the stage for the ultimate reckoning. As the chosen one starts to understand the full extent of their suffering, it becomes clear that this was never just about them. No, their life was shaped by a vast and intricate network of forces, each working in tandem to keep them controlled and broken. These forces, hidden behind the scenes, are the true architects of their pain. From the powerful figures who sought to erase their existence to the subtle, insidious manipulations of those they trusted. Every piece of their life was orchestrated to serve one purpose: to suppress the potential that lay within them. These hidden forces didn't just shape the chosen one's past, they defined it. They were the silent puppeteers, pulling strings from the shadows, watching as the chosen ones stumbled through life, never knowing that their every move was being guided by hands they could not see. There were people who planted false hopes, false dreams, and false loves, all designed to keep the chosen one on a path of self-doubt and confusion. The system didn't just want to destroy them physically. It wanted to break their spirit, to make them question their very worth. But as the truth begins to surface, the chosen one sees the web for what it truly is, a complex, calculated structure designed to entrap them. The system was not just about one individual or a single event. It was a machine that consumed everything in its path, built by those who had the power to control the future. The chosen one, unknowingly, was a key figure in this grand design. But they were not alone. There were others, people who had been crushed under the weight of the same force. Some had fallen, while others had resisted. And now the chosen one had the power to decide whether they would continue to be a victim or whether they would finally tear this machine apart. With the hidden forces now exposed, the chosen one is faced with a decision. The battle is no longer about personal survival. It is about dismantling a system that has harmed so many. Every revelation adds to the weight of their burden, but it also sharpens their resolve. There will be no more hiding. There will be no more pretending. The chosen one will stop at nothing to reclaim their life, their destiny, and their place in the world. The forces that sought to destroy them may have once seemed invincible, but now they are on borrowed time. The chosen one's vengeance is coming, and it will be unstoppable. From the moment the chosen one entered this world, their life was not their own to control. It was as if every step was preordained, mapped out before they even took their first breath. Born into a world of deception, every truth was twisted. Every relationship was crafted to serve a hidden agenda. Their childhood was stolen, not in the sense of being physically taken away, but in the sense that their ability to grow freely, to think for themselves, was systematically erased. It wasn't just about growing up. It was about growing in a manner that suited others' purposes, shaped by external forces rather than personal choice. As the years went on, the manipulation became more sophisticated. What was once subtle, gentle guidance from the shadows turned into heavy-handed control. Those around them, once trusted companions, turned out to be pawns in a larger game. Every person who entered their life had a role to play in the grand design of suppressing the chosen one's true potential. The love they received wasn't love at all. It was conditional, fabricated to make them dependent, to keep them from discovering their true strength. Were weak, incapable, that their path in life was set in stone. The idea of self-determination was stripped away piece by piece until they believed they had no control over their destiny. But even in the darkest moments, something stirred inside them. A voice, faint at first, but growing louder, whispered that there was more to life than the constraints they had been taught to accept. The truth was always out there, buried beneath layers of lies and betrayal, and the chosen one could feel its pull, even if they didn't fully understand it. They had been trained to be a shadow of what they could have been, but their heart always told them something greater awaited them. It was this quiet, persistent belief in something more that kept them going, even when the world seemed determined to break them down. Now, as the truth unfolds, the chosen one begins to realize just how deep the manipulation went. They weren't just victims of circumstance, they were part of a grand design to rewrite their very identity. This revelation is both freeing and crushing. To understand how deeply their past had been shaped by forces beyond their control is heartbreaking, but it also becomes a powerful catalyst. The chosen one may have been manipulated from birth, but now they know the truth. And it's a truth they will use to take back everything that was stolen. The greatest cruelty of the chosen one's life wasn't just the hardship they faced, it was the lies, the layers of deception that suffocated them at every turn. Those they trusted most, the people who should have supported them, were the very ones who kept them in the dark, whispering falsehoods that poisoned their understanding of reality. Their entire existence was built on these lies, small ones, large ones, and those that twisted their very sense of self. These betrayals were not only emotional wounds, but they were the chains that held them captive, preventing them from seeing their true potential. Perhaps the most painful lie was the belief that they were alone, that they had no power to change their fate. Those who betrayed them made sure that any hope they had was crushed under the weight of this lie. But what the chosen one didn't know then was that this lie was the most fragile of them all. Because within the chosen one lay something more powerful than all the lies combined, an unyielding desire for truth. With each lie they uncovered, the chains of manipulation loosened a little more. What was once a prison became a battleground. The betrayals were ugly, yes, but they were also the spark that ignited the chosen one's will to fight back. As the web of lies unraveled, the chosen one began to understand the extent of the betrayals that had shaped their life. They weren't just betrayed by individuals. They were betrayed by an entire system that used them for its own purposes. Every person they trusted, every hand they shook, every promise they believed in had been part of a grand illusion designed to manipulate them. The painful realization that their entire life had been fabricated by people who had no care for them was both devastating and empowering. It was painful to realize the full extent of the betrayal, but it also gave them the clarity to see the way forward. With this new understanding came a renewed sense of purpose. No longer would they be a passive player in someone else's game. The chosen one could now see the pieces on the board, could see the moves that had been made in the past, and they knew how to counter them. The lies and betrayals that once threatened to break them now fueled their determination. The truth was a weapon, and it was time to wield it. The chosen one's life was not merely manipulated, it was systematically erased. The system in place was designed to make sure that nothing remained of the person they were meant to be. From the moment they were born, forces sought to overwrite their essence, to replace their true identity with a fabricated version that could be controlled. Every moment of happiness, every opportunity to discover who they truly were, was met with obstacles. It was as if the system's sole purpose was to keep them from understanding their own strength, from realizing the power they possessed deep within themselves. It wasn't just about physical control, it was psychological, emotional, and spiritual. The system made sure that any connection the chosen one had to their true self was severed piece by piece. People were placed in their lives to keep them in check, to cloud their understanding, to feed them lies disguised as truth. Every whisper of hope was drowned out by the heavy weight of control. Every dream was stifled before it could take root. The system didn't just aim to suppress their potential, it aimed to erase it completely. They wanted the chosen one to forget who they were, what they could do, and to make them believe they were nothing. But the very act of erasing the chosen one's identity was also the system's greatest mistake. The more they tried to suppress the truth, the more that truth found its way to the surface. It was in the chosen one's moments of solitude that the whispers of who they truly were began to surface, rising above the noise of the world. Each small act of resistance, each moment where they fought back, was a reminder that they were more than the system allowed them to be. The truth was written into the very fabric of their being, and no amount of manipulation could ever truly erase it. Now, standing on the precipice of understanding, the chosen one is ready to reclaim what was taken from them. The system that tried to break them, to erase them, will not survive the revelation of their true identity. It cannot control what it cannot see, and the chosen one is no longer hiding in the shadows. The time for reclaiming their life has come. The final revelation was never meant to be easy, but nothing worth fighting forever is. The chosen one has spent their entire life in the dark, stumbling through a world shaped by lies, deception, and manipulation. But now the time for truth has arrived. Every secret buried deep within the system is now coming to light, and the chosen one can finally see everything for what it truly is. The truth, once buried under layers of control and illusion, has now been laid bare. And with it, the chosen one is seeing the world in a way they never have before. This truth is both liberating and devastating. It explains everything: the pain, the suffering, the struggles that seem so pointless, so random. Now it all makes sense. The chosen one realizes that they were never meant to be a passive observer in their own life. They were meant to fight. They were never meant to be a puppet. This moment of clarity is the key to everything that has come before and everything that will come after. The truth is not just a weapon, it is the key to unlocking their potential, to taking back everything they've lost. But understanding the truth doesn't make the path forward easy. In fact, it makes the stakes higher than ever. The chosen one now knows exactly what has been done to them, who the players are, and what they need to do to right the wrongs that have been inflicted upon them. It's not just about reclaiming their life. It's about taking down a system that has wronged so many others. The truth is the first step toward justice, and with this final revelation, the chosen one is ready to take the world by storm. Every secret revealed brings them one step closer to their goal. And now the chosen one has the clarity to do what they've always been destined to do: fight for the truth, for themselves, and for everyone who has suffered under the same system of lies. The truth will set them free, but it will also set the stage for the ultimate battle of their life. For years, the chosen ones suffered in silence. They had been manipulated, broken, and betrayed by those who should have protected them. But now, after all the darkness and suffering, the moment of reckoning has finally arrived. It has been long overdue. The forces that sought to control them thought they had won, that they had broken the spirit of the chosen one, that they had erased any trace of their true self. But they were wrong. They underestimated the resilience, the unbreakable will that lies at the heart of the chosen one. This reckoning isn't just about revenge, it's about justice. It's about standing up to a system that has taken so much from so many. The chosen one knows that the battle ahead will be long and difficult, but they are no longer afraid. They have the truth on their side. They have the strength to fight, not just for themselves, but for all those who have been crushed under the same system. The reckoning that is coming is not just for them, it's for everyone who has been victimized, betrayed, and controlled. It is a moment of collective justice, one that will send ripples throughout the world and change everything forever. As the chosen one steps forward, they are no longer the broken individual they once were. They are strong, empowered, and ready to face whatever comes next. They will no longer be silent, no longer cower in the face of oppression. The reckoning is not just a moment, it is the beginning of a new era. One where the chosen one will reclaim everything that was taken from them and help others do the same. It is a time of transformation, a time when the old order will be toppled and a new just world will rise in its place. The reckoning is here, and it will not be stopped. The chosen one has paid a steep price for their destiny, a cost that few could truly understand. Stripped of everything that made them feel human, family, friends, even the simple pleasure of a peaceful life, their existence became a battleground, an endless fight to survive and resist forces beyond their control. These losses were not just physical, they were emotional, psychological, and spiritual. The toll it took on them was unimaginable. Every connection, every dream, every hope was systematically destroyed, leaving only a hollow shell of the person they once were. But the greatest loss of all was the loss of self. The system that sought to control them worked relentlessly to erase the chosen one's identity, forcing them into a mold that was never meant to fit. They were molded into someone else's vision, someone who lacked the power to choose, to rebel, to fight back. This stripping away of their essence left the chosen one questioning everything they thought they knew about themselves. Who were they really, when everything they had ever been taught was a lie? The path to rediscovering themselves seemed impossible, a mountain too high to climb. Yet in the midst of this darkness, the chosen one found a flicker of something they couldn't ignore. It was not the external world that defined them. It was something deeper, something inside. The true cost of being chosen wasn't just the sacrifices they had to make. It was the awakening of the power they had all along. Stripped of everything, the chosen one was forced to look inward, and it was there that they discovered their greatest strength, the ability to redefine themselves, to reclaim their identity from the ashes of what was once stolen. The losses would never be forgotten, but they became the fuel that ignited their resolve. The losses would never be forgotten, but they became the fuel that ignited their resolve. The journey ahead would not be easy. The scars from their past, the things that were taken from them, would always be a part of their story. But the chosen one had a choice. They could remain a victim, defined by their suffering, or they could rise from the ashes, using every loss as a stepping stone toward their true purpose. And as they embrace this new identity, one forged through pain and loss, they realize something profound. In being stripped of everything, they had gained the one thing no one could ever take away, the power to choose their own path. The transformation of the chosen one is nothing short of extraordinary. What was once a broken soul, crushed under the weight of lies and betrayal, has now become something far more formidable, a force to be reckoned with. They no longer see themselves as a victim, as someone who had been swept away by the currents of fate. Instead, they have embraced their true power, rising from the ashes of their past to claim their destiny with unwavering strength. This is no longer a story of survival. It is a story of vengeance, of reclaiming everything that was once taken from them. The path to vengeance is not an easy one. It is fraught with obstacles, dangers, and sacrifices. But the chosen one has no fear of what lies ahead. The journey may be long and filled with trials, but they are no longer afraid of the battle. They have learned the cost of vengeance, but they have also learned its value. It is not just about punishing those who have wronged them. It is about reclaiming their life, their identity, and their future. This path is not just for them. It is for every person who has been silenced, oppressed, and manipulated. They will be the beacon of hope, the symbol of resistance against those who seek to destroy others for their own gain. With every step, the chosen one grows stronger, more determined. The anger that once simmered beneath the surface has become a controlled, focused energy. They are no longer consumed by rage, they channel it. The pain, the suffering, the betrayal, each of these fuels their drive. Move closer to their goal, they become more than just a person seeking revenge. They become a symbol of justice, of the ultimate triumph of will over evil. Every move they make, every challenge they face, is a testament to the strength that lies within. No one will stop them, not the forces that have hunted them, not the lies that have defined them, and certainly not the system that has tried to destroy them. The chosen one's vengeance is not just about destruction, it is about redemption. It is about rewriting the narrative, taking control of their story, and showing the world that no one, no matter how powerful, can take away someone's right to choose their destiny. They are no longer a victim, they are a victor, and their path to vengeance will change the world forever. The confession that came from the devil was more than just an admission of guilt. It was a revelation that shook the very foundations of everything the chosen one had believed. Every secret, every lie, every betrayal that had been buried for so long was now exposed. The weight of the truth was both liberating and crushing. For years, the chosen one had lived in the shadows, unaware of the true extent of the forces working against them. But now everything was laid bare, and the confession that came from the devil was the key to unlocking their true potential. What had been hidden for so long was now exposed to the world, and the chosen one was left to process the gravity of it all. The realization that the system that sought to control them was even darker and more corrupt than they had ever imagined was a hard pill to swallow. But in this moment of revelation, the chosen one found clarity. The confession didn't just tell them the truth, it gave them the weapons they needed to fight back. Every lie that had been told, every person who had betrayed them, was now part of their arsenal. They could see the enemy clearly, and they knew exactly what they had to do to tear down the system that had caused so much suffering. The confession also had a more profound impact. It forced the chosen one to confront their own pain, their own fears, and their own doubts. It wasn't just about facing the truth of what had been done to them. It was about understanding the depths of their own strength. The devil's confession didn't just expose the darkness of the world. It revealed the light that had always been within the chosen one. In this moment, they realized that they had always been stronger than they knew. And now, with the truth in hand, they were ready to bring that strength to the forefront. This confession marked a turning point, a shift from victimhood to power, from suffering to purpose. The chosen one's path was no longer clouded by uncertainty. They had the truth, they had the strength, and they had the will to take control of their destiny. Nothing could stop them now. The chosen one's journey has been shaped by darkness, by the forces that sought to control them, break them, and erase their identity. But it is through this darkness that they have become who they are today. The trials, the suffering, the betrayals, all of it has been a crucible, forging the chosen one into someone far stronger than they ever imagined. The darkness didn't define them. It refined them, tested their will, and brought them to a place where they could finally face the truth of their existence. The darkness that surrounded them was not just external, it was internal as well. In this final chapter, the chosen one will find the balance between justice and peace, between vengeance and healing, and in doing so, they will claim their ultimate victory. In the end, it is not just the system that will fall, but those who orchestrated its malicious reign. The devil's role in the chosen one's suffering cannot be overstated. It is the mastermind behind the lies, the deceit, and the manipulation. However, as the chosen one's power grows, so too does the inevitable fall of the devil. The moment of reckoning is at hand, and the fall of the devil will not just mark the end of one individual's reign of terror, but the dismantling of an entire corrupt system. For years, the devil has hidden in the shadows, pulling the strings, controlling the fate of the chosen one and countless others. They were the puppet master, ensuring that the chosen one would never escape, never find peace. But now everything is changing. With the truth exposed, with the chosen one's newfound power, the devil's ability to control and manipulate is slipping away. The fall of the devil represents the collapse of the system they helped build, the destruction of the darkness that has held so many captive for so long. Justice will be served, but not in the way the devil expected. Their fall will not be swift or easy. It will be a slow, painful unraveling. As the chosen one delivers their justice, they will also show the world that no one, no matter how powerful, is above the law. The fall of the devil is the final piece in a story of betrayal, pain, and vengeance. It is the ultimate reckoning, the moment when everything that was stolen is returned, and when the chosen one finally takes their rightful place in the world. The devil's fall is not just the end of a person. It is the end of an era. It is a symbol of the triumph of good over evil, of the resilience of the human spirit, and of the power of redemption and vengeance combined. The chosen one will stand victorious, having taken everything that was once stolen from them and reclaimed the justice they so rightfully deserve. The world will remember this fall as a reminder that, even in the darkest moments, justice will prevail, and those who seek to control others will eventually face the consequences of their actions. The chosen one had always felt the weight of their life's challenges, but within them lay a power long forgotten. For years, they lived under the crushing influence of those who sought to control their every move. But the moment of awakening arrived like a sudden rush of wind, tearing down the walls that had once confined them. Deep within their soul, they felt the stirrings of a strength they had never recognized. It was as though the universe itself had conspired to remind them of their true potential, buried deep beneath the layers of manipulation and deceit. This power was not something that could be easily understood or controlled. It was ancient and primal, rooted in the very essence of who they were meant to be. With each passing moment, the chosen one learned to harness it, like a dormant fire waiting to ignite. The clarity came like a flood, an understanding that they had always been more than what they had been made to believe. This power was their birthright, a gift that could not be taken away, no matter how hard the forces against them tried to break it. But the awakening was not without its challenges. As the chosen one began to tap into this power, they faced a new kind of struggle, one of mastering it, understanding its limits, and learning how to use it responsibly. The danger of losing control was ever present, but the chosen one knew that this power was their key to survival. It was the force that would allow them to rewrite the narrative of their life, to reclaim everything that had been taken. It was their opportunity for redemption, vengeance, and ultimately freedom. Through persistence, moments of doubt, and victories both small and great, the chosen one learned to wield their power with growing precision. Their awakening was not a single event. It was a continuous journey, a transformation of self. As they embraced their newfound strength, one truth became undeniable. No force, no system, and no enemy could ever again strip them of their essence. They were no longer a pawn. They had become the master of their own destiny. For years, the chosen one had lived under a web of deception, falsehoods that shaped their reality, manipulated their decisions, and dictated the course of their life. But now the truth was emerging. Unveiling the hidden schemes of those who had conspired against them was more than a revelation. It was an act of rebellion. Ignorance was no longer an option. The chosen one was determined to expose the unseen forces that had quietly controlled every aspect of their existence. Yet the truth was not easy to bear. Each revelation carried a weight, a cost to their peace of mind.